Hello FlossTube, my name is Sarah. I'm from Memphis and this is my channel about cross stitch. Welcome, welcome. Today is Thursday, February the 8th, and this is FlossTube number 34. So it's so nice to see you. This is my channel about cross stitch. If it's your first time coming by, welcome. And if you're coming back and a long-time friend, I'm so happy you're here. This is within my little 2-week range. That was one of my New Year goals, every 2 weeks of FlossTube. I cannot say everything is ironed, but we are doing this today. I basically have some plans, some whips I've been working on, tiny bit of haul, a little bit of like things that I found were interesting going on out there in our community, and giveaway winners, and then a Valentine's Day giveaway. So bear with me here. Let's just get going. Life update, everything has been going pretty good. I will say, I know I've been gone 2 weeks. I've lost like a week of stitching. Kind of right after I filmed that last FlossTube, I started not feeling very well. And I didn't test positive for any of the things. I was just like, I had some body aches. One day I ran like a low-grade fever. I was just exhausted for like almost a week, you know, and I just went on about my normal life and worked and did all the things. But at night, or when I would be ready to do all my cross stitch or punch needle or needlepoint or whatever I was doing, like I just felt like I couldn't even handle it. I was just too tired, and I just went to bed super early, and I just tried to like save up my energy that week. So and I'd be a little bit less than normal productivity wise, just because I really lost like a whole week of stitching. So with that being said, I finally had a finish. Woohoo! Praise. I didn't even think I was going to have a finish this year the way things were going, even though my goal is 24 whips to be finished. I did finally have a finish. I finished Best Friend Santa. This was a Mill Hill kit that I've been working on for my daughter and her family in memory of their sweet dog Remy that we lost at the end of last year. I do not know what took me so long with this. At times, it really got on my nerves, and I usually super enjoy stitching Mill Hill kits. I love the beads, but I struggled with this one, y'all, and I want to stitch this one again for my husband because we have our dog Colt is a yellow lab as well, and he was Remy's litter mate, so I wanted to stitch one of these for my husband's too. My husband's, I don't have more than one husband. My husband too, because I just wanted to make it for a Christmas ornament for him. But it's going to be a long time before I work on this one. I'm going to be honest, because it just kind of got on my nerves. There's a lot of confetti, and you're using 3 strands of floss, and it just didn't go smoothly for me this time. In addition, I was working on some beading. I had a lot of gaps in my schedule at work, and so I did a lot of the beading at work. And I didn't have like a needle threader, like a wire needle threader that would fit through the beading needle. So I was having a hard time threading my needle. But like I said, this is done. I'm happy to have it done. It looks great. I have not FFO'd it yet, but I plan to very soon. This is I left it on my little stretcher bars just to show y'all. I'll hold something up behind it, but here we are. I mean, I think it turned out great. I changed a few things. My daughter's dog Remy was a Dudley yellow lab, and so what that means is that they don't have a lot of the dark or any of the dark pigment like in their nose or their lips or around their eyes. She did have light brown eyes, but like she just so I changed her nose to pink, and they had like the lips done in a dark brown, and around her eye was done in a dark brown. So I softened that a little bit so it looked more like our Remy. And then I also added a collar to it. Like, so I just took that was kind of the color of her collar anyway, and it was a color in the chart. And so I just kind of did some straight stitches across there to make a collar, and then I put a little charm, an R charm on there for Remy. I also added a 2023 charm down here at the bottom. The beading there's a good bit of beading. I mean, it turned out really pretty. I don't know if you can kind of see there's a lot of beads on that. It's very sparkly. I think it turned out great. I love the different colors that there was like 3 or 4 reds that I used in here. I thought that the magenta color for the mittens were kind of a strange choice, but it works, especially up against the yellow lab puppy. Yeah, so he turned out great. He was just wearing me out. I was just over him. And, you know, I guess I had been stitching things that probably were more block stitching, and the confetti with the 3 strands and the perforated paper just wasn't going as smoothly as I wanted it to. So it just took me longer because I kept putting it down and walking away from it instead of just wrapping it up. But like I said, done now. First finish of an older whip for the year. Woohoo! Happy to have that one done. I'll be coming back with that one to show you that when I get him FFO'd. Okay, so that was my finish. So happy I finally got one done. Starting to get a little bit worried. But like I said, I lost a week of stitching, so I'm going to grant myself a little grace. All right, new starts. I had one new start. Y'all knew I was itching for a Valentine's Day start, right? So I did start the February basket by Cosford Rise Stitchery. I will put a picture up here because it is a PDF pattern. I love it so much. I'm stitching it on the called for, which was like a 32 count raw with all the called for fancy floss. I posted a picture of it on my Instagram and I got a lot of nice feedback about people really enjoying the colors of this. It's really coming out nice. So here we are, and I am just loving it. Yeah, I worked on it. I mean, it's not a huge chart. I Zoomed with my mom and my Aunt Susan this past weekend, and I got all of this done, and it's just, it's really pretty. These classic colors are just really knocking it out of the box. I didn't have, I think it was like it called for like a black coffee, and I didn't have a black coffee, and my LNS had one on order, but it wasn't in yet. So I went with the DMC for that. I don't think that's going to be a big deal. I think you use that for the little writing on the card that says something about Valentine's Day. So I don't think it's going to be a make it or break it sort of situation. But yeah, I'm loving this one. I'm excited to have this one done. Now, I don't think I'll have it done by Wednesday, but I would like to have it done by the end of the month. I don't feel like I'm going to put it away after Wednesday. That's not my game plan anyway. It's living in my brand new February bag of the month from GaRon Toten Bags. That is so fancy. All of the roses. Yeah, so that came in the mail, and I was like, I know exactly what's going to go into that one. All right, so let's see. Let's talk about some whips. That was my finish. I only had one new start so far. Let's talk about some whips. So this one right here was the Moons of 2022 by Kathy Barrick. This is on my Whipgo Walk of Shame, which I explained in previous videos, consists of 25 whips from 2023 that I did not stitch on. Does not mean I started them in 23. I mean, it means like I didn't touch them and they got no attention. So they're getting 2 Saturdays a month of attention. This one, I actually started this one to stitch with my full moon stitching friends. We stitch on the full moon, and I think this chart is beautiful. It is just definitely not calling to me. Not calling to me enough where not like I'm gonna UFO it or anything, but it was hard to get myself to stitch on this one, even though it was called on my Whipgo board. I'm stitching this on a beautiful piece of flannel flower linen by Fox and Rabbit. I love it. Like you can see, this is what I've got done. So I just worked on fill-in, and as you can see, I still have a bunch of half stitches in here. I think I will take this on a couple lunch breaks and go back and finish that up. I probably should have done something more exciting to pique my interest than the fill-in. Maybe I'll take this one to StitchCon 2 and just, you know, mindlessly do more fill-in. I'm not sure if it will come back out this year or not. Yeah, that's kind of where we stand on that one. But I'm crossing that one off my list. It did get attention this year, and huzzah. Okay, my next one that I worked on, I love this one. This is Going to Grandma's by Praiseworthy Stitches. This is what I've started with my Table 4 bestie from the Queen City Stitch Retreat. Besties. That would be Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher, Amber Rogue Mama Stitcher, Bernadette Burn Stitches, Deb, Stitches of Heritage, Denise, Black Ribbon Stitch Studio, and Lisa, Cross by Floss. Every one of those people I just named will be down in the description box. Everyone has a floss tube with the exception of Deb, who has a fabulous Instagram called Stitches of Heritage. I also want to say Deb was this month a guest on, I believe the podcast is called Fiber Talk. I will link that floss tube down here below. I'm going to tell you what, she's amazing. She talks about her heritage and stitching, and I think when I was listening to it, maybe one of the first things that they were terming it as was maybe like an Afrocentric crafting or stitching. I haven't finished the whole podcast yet, but I really enjoyed it. She's amazing, quite a treasure in our community, and has really done some fantastic stuff. So go check that out, and also Deb's Stitches of Heritage Instagram. We are enjoying this, going to Grandma's Stitch, Praiseworthy Stitches. We have a Zoom set up for this month, so we're keeping right on track. I did put some extra work into here. This is a 36 count Very Peri Winter by Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. It is a lot bluer. It really gets washed out by this ring light, and these white areas are just not. But I worked this wreath, and I worked kind of up the side of the house. Yeah, I love this one, and I'm really glad that we are getting together to Zoom on this one soon. It lives in a really, really sweet project bag, one of my favorite ones that my sister-in-law of Rivertown Designs US has made for me. I love this. I love vintage fabric, or vintage looking fabric. I think these little kits are just adorable, adorable. All right, another one of my whips. This one I'm very excited about. So on Mondays, I stitch on Mirabilias. My friend Lisa of Cross by Floss, she started hashtag Mira Monday Stitching. Stitch on a Mira, stitch on a Monday stitch on a Monday, stitch on a Mira, stitch it on a Monday, or stitch on a Nora Corbett. She's the designer for both the Noras and the Mirabilias. And so this year I decided to take advantage of Mondays, and one of my focus pieces, as you all know, is Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. I'm going to post a picture up here. This is an out of print chart that a sweet stitchy friend of mine has let me borrow, and I would like to have it finished by StitchCon, so I am putting a lot of time into it. I'm definitely putting Mondays into it. And sometimes I'm picking it up at other times of the week. There are a lot of people wanting to finish this one this year, and I'm so excited. One of my dear friends, Erin, Two Martini Stitcher, we have been keep motivating each other back and forth just to keep pushing on it, because we both feel really good about finishing this year. Amy, Gable Stitcher, she wants to work on hers a lot this year too. Pam from Stitching in the Land of Good Enough, the owner of Stitch New England, she wants to finish hers too, because I believe she said on her floss tube that she is going to donate the chart like for auction at their Stitch New England retreat in October. I believe that's what. So she's made herself a deadline too. Our friend Nancy in our Zoom group, she's just started Touching the Autumn Sky too. Leanne, she started this with me. Leanne Stitches of Forbidden Fabrico. So a lot of people that I just really know and enjoy stitching with are all working on her. So let me show you where I got with her. Man, I'm having fun. Look here. Okay, so I'm not sure last time that you saw her, I was still just working in this general area, but I do know that I have added like these pink areas, which were super fun to stitch. But not only that, but I am so impressed in person, the depth that color change and the shading, the way that is already making her skirt and the ruffles look like, it's fantastic. I see how it's coming out like on video, but I just, in person, it's really pretty. I mean, I'm very excited about this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to stitching more and more on her. I'm stitching her on, I believe it's a 32 count Snowdrifts by Fabrics by Stephanie, one of my favorite fabric dyers, and I'm excited to see what she's coming out with next. She'll be at Market in Nashville. But yeah, y'all, I am enjoying this stitch tremendously. It's going very nice. I really feel like this one will be done in time for StitchCon and for me to return this pattern to my sweet friend. So yeah, I'm loving it. I'm loving. That's Touching the Autumn Sky by Mirabilia. She's gorgeous. Gorgeous. My next WIP is also a Mirabilia. Unfortunately, also very recently out of print. She has been around a long time, so it's not like she was a newbie, but this is the Woodland Fairy. She's so pretty. I think my favorite thing about her are her very unique wings back here. I am stitching the Woodland Fairy with my friend Amber, Rogue Mama Stitches, and Samantha, the Huga Stitcher. We are stitching her together. We have a stitch along, hashtag the Woodland Fairy Sal. You're welcome to join and just stitch her if you have her. She's gorgeous. She has not been ironed, so please forgive me, but she is stitched on a piece of 32 count Kaleidoscope. That's another Fabrics by Stephanie. I did get a good bit done since the last time you've seen her. I did a Zoom with my friends, and I've gotten a lot of this darkness done. I got some pinks in there. I think it's looking really good. So if it's kind of hard to take stock of where I am on her, you can see the dark areas are coming up her back, and like that's part of her leg, and that's part of the draped fabric there on the sides where she's sitting. She was super fun to get some stitches on too. So I'm looking forward to working on her some more this month when I meet with my friends. She lives in a really pretty project bag by my sister-in-law, Rivertown Designs US. I love that moon in the woods. So pretty. Okay, this one, he's coming right along. This is going to be Bayou Cat by Owl Forest Embroidery. I stitch on him on Fridays. Allie Z is Crafty and Stitchy Sarah Reed started a hashtag Owl Forest Fridays, and I've been using that hashtag to motivate me to work on this little guy every Friday. So let's see, here we are. I'm stitching him on the kit fabric, which is, I think it's like a 32 count, just a neutral linen. Since the last time you have seen this one, I finished kind of like all of the stitches in between the blue. And then I worked some more on some trees and bringing this yellow down. So tomorrow's Friday, and I don't have any Zooms scheduled. So I believe what I'll work on tomorrow evening, when I'm spending time with my husband, is I'm going to be right back down here on the bottom. I would like to bring this all the way across tomorrow night, and that be my progress for the week on him. That's my goal for tomorrow night. So yeah, I'm excited. You can see I am like down at this house. So I've got this part right here left, basically. Not a ton, but it is a lot. They are a lot of stitches. So I'm enjoying them, and I'm grateful for that hashtag stitch along on Fridays to keep me going. All right, so last Saturday was the first Saturday of the month, so we had new Whipgo numbers called. The Whipgo numbers that were called for February was number 24 and number 3. Number 24 for me is Tom's Foolery by Hands Across the Seas. It's a reproduction sampler. And then number 3 for me is Coffee First by Luminous Fiber Arts. So I have worked on Tom's Foolery for sometime in the afternoon on that Saturday. He's a PDF too, so let me just post him up in one of these spots. This is, I think, the first sampler I ever bought. I just fell in love instantly. The colors, the big kidney tree, the tall, goofy looking guy. He kind of reminded me of Where's Waldo with pajamas on. I don't know. I love this. The colors are fabulous. And the border. I really like intricate borders, and I don't necessarily love to stitch them, but I'm definitely drawn to them. So yeah, as you can see, the border on this one. So that's where I worked. When I started working on this one on Saturday, I basically just had like these top 2 diamonds done and probably this tree right here. So I continued the diamonds all the way down. This is the halfway point of the chart. So this is the whole top half here. I'm stitching this on a piece of Ballet Slippers by Fox and Rabbit. I don't remember what count this is. Actually, I think it's a 36 count Ballet Slippers by Fox and Rabbit. So like I said, this is halfway down. I also stitched the 2 little birds, and I think this is kind of, I mean, it's a heart with a cross in it. It's a little different motif and a little diamond here. So I was enjoying stitching it. I'm looking forward to working on it again on Saturday. I might keep coming back to this one because I really like the colors. Even though you'd be like, oh my gosh, I mean, it's a lot of the same. Excuse me. But I really did have a good time stitching it. And it felt fun to like finish these little motifs up here. So yeah, that's Tom's Foolery by Hands Across the Seas. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about this one and getting that one back out. And I'm also looking forward to my next Whipgo Walk of Shame, Coffee First. All right, so one more whip. Yeah, see, I lost a whole week of stitching in there. So I did put some time in with Sir Thomas of Glendon Place, another one of my focus pieces for 2024. I'm stitching this with a group of friends. I have partitioned him or chopped him up into 12 pieces. We've been stitching him together since November and Zoomed and are just, everybody's kind of redrawn their lines a little bit to do what works for them in regards to where they had already started. So I was done with November, but I am like still drowning in December and January, and it's already February. So I am got to get the move on him. So I am going to be working on him a good bit to get him caught up and in a good spot. So let me just show you where I am. I'm stitching Sir Thomas of Glendon Place on the called for, which is a 28 count Jobelin. It's China Pearl. It's a Witcheled. And here we are. Right now he's on my roller frame. These pretty little roller frame grime guardy covers are made by Melissa of Shiba Designs. She also makes gorgeous bags. So since you have seen Sir Thomas last, I will show you where I have gotten. I finished this color, which was a little bit harder than you would think to stitch because I know it, you probably cannot see, but there are holes in here for beads when it's time. I finished this orange down and this brown color up here. And then I started working with some of that beautiful silk lame. It's got a little, it's like a silk, and then it's got like a string of metallic thread in it. It's really pretty. I think this color is called Coffee. I love it. It's really, really nice. So once I get this whole top part done, I am done with that section. And I think that section is all of my December. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember right now off the top of my head, but I've got a lot more work to do because then I need to move on to do his head. Gobble, gobble. All right, y'all. Those were my whips basically for the past week. I have thoroughly enjoyed stitching once I got back on the horse because I just felt so rotten. All right, let's see a few things I want to talk about. I want to talk about the giveaways. So we had 2 giveaway winners. The first thing I was giving away was this lovely chart by the Cricut Collection called Winter that I accidentally had purchased 2 copies of. I am so excited to be sending this to someone. This one is going to go to, I imagine her name is Lynn, LYNNHAMPS 7052. So her comment I adored. Lovely projects. Here on the Isle of Wight, winter has definitely set in. I can hear the foghorns of the ships sailing last, and the wind is icy. Snow would be nice. So Lynn, first of all, I loved your comment, and I definitely had to go look up images of the Isle of Wight. Can I go there tomorrow, please? If you have time to go do some Googling and you haven't ever seen images of the Isle of Wight before, go check that out. So Lynn, if you would like to message me on Instagram, I'll put my Instagram up here and send me your address. I will be happy to pop this in the mail to you. I don't know how long it will take to get there because you are in the UK, but I will stick it in the mail near the end of next week. And then my next giveaway was for that super fun little Kohana. What did I do with it? Oh, well, I'll find it. Oh, the Kohana calendar. And the winner of that was my friend Michelle out in Arizona, fellow radiology person. Oh gosh, you don't want to see that. I tried to order some new makeup because I think I have some rosacea. Where did my picture go? Oh, and this. anybody ever used this to make coleslaw before? I had bunko last night, and the lady who hosted, she makes delicious coleslaw, and I'm like, what do you make? What do you use? Because the last time I made coleslaw, it was nasty. I used a TikTok recipe, and it called for so much vinegar. I'm not a great cook, y'all. I know how to follow a recipe. I'm just not a great cook. And she said this is what she used, plus some mayonnaise, like 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise. So you get it at Kroger if you have Kroger where you are. All right, so sorry, that was a little off topic. Let me find that winner of the Kohana. Let me find that post here. Here we go. Here we go. Michelle, so if you will also message me on Instagram, and I will get that, pop that calendar in the mail to you. So, which leads me to my February giveaway. My Valentine's gift to one of you all will be this sweet little set from that Kohana special drop that I ordered with Bernadette, Burn Stitches, and Jordan the Tattooed Stitcher. I'm going to send this sweet little book. It's like leather bound, and it's pink, and it's got pins on it, and it's just got some nice paper in there. And this is a set of colored pencils, and I am going to give this to one of you if you're interested. Just use the word Kohana, C-O-H-A-N-A, in a sentence, and I will send this to you as a happy Valentine's from me to you. All the normal giveaway rules apply. Please be over 18 so I can have your address. Don't say giveaway or free or win or any of that junk in the comments, so that, you know, the, what do we call those guys? I don't know, the people who try to get the stuff that don't really have any business getting the stuff. Oh boy, I just had a brain fart on that because I do not even remember the word for that. Okay, well, we just don't want any of those kind of people coming in getting your goodies. And what was the other rule? That's pretty much it, right? Okay, all right, so use the word Kohana, and I will be happy to send you a Valentine's Day present from me to you. Now, I have a few plans. Something I want to talk to you about that looked fun. Couple fun things. This weekend is the Super Bowl. So if you're not watching the Super Bowl and you want to do something stitchy, Lindy Stitches is hosting something called the Superb Owl. Of course, it's bird related, right? She's doing this with like Kathy, Hands-On Design. Go to Lindy Stitches, go to Stephanie's, like her Instagram or her website or wherever. I'll link that down below if you want more information about it. I'm attending a Super Bowl party, so I won't be there for the Superb Owl, but I imagine it will be a lot of fun. She did say that if you are ever like interested in designing your own charts or something like that, they're going to be answering questions and talking about that, which I would have loved to hear about that. But like I said, I got a Super Bowl party to go to. The other thing, something interesting that I saw on Instagram the other day, I'll put the information right up here. It's STL, which I think stands for St. Louis Needlepoint. So the owner of this shop got to go out to California, and it looked like Rainbow Gallery was having some sort of event where they were inviting buyers into their factory warehouse situation. So Rainbow Gallery makes a lot of fibers that needlepointers use, but also that we cross stitchers use for specialty things like the Petite Treasure braid. That's a metallic, and it's sparkly and pretty, and you know, the Silk Lame that I'm using in Sir Thomas. So they're beautiful fibers. If you go check out this store's reel, which is like a video on Instagram, of her tour inside the warehouse, it is fascinating if you're interested in fibers at all. You just got to get through the first little part where she's kind of like saying hi to everybody and showing who everyone is and this, and then it gets into like, these are the people who are actually weaving these fibers together. It shows the machines and the different sorts of threads that they weave together and where they have everything stored, and I found it fascinating. So just thought that if any of you would find that interesting, I wanted to share that that link with you, or go to Instagram and find that account and watch that video. The other thing, let's see, market is coming. I will be attending. I'm super excited about it. I'm sure you have been bombarded with tons of new releases. There's so much cute stuff out there. There's a lot of cute bee stuff out there, and I'm not a huge bee person, but I'm just saying some of this bee stuff is like super cute. Yeah, so there are a lot of places taking pre-orders. Your local needlework shop might be taking pre-orders, so just check in with them, what they need, when they need it by. Online stores, GaRon Stitchery, Lindy Stitches website, Thread the Needle Stitchery. There's a lot of stores out there that are going to be going to market and shopping. I do like the GaRon Stitchery website. They have a category that says market 2024 releases, and then Gary's got them set up where they're divided by designer, so I could just go like, okay, Nikki's Creations, I want to see what Nikki's bringing to market, because I really like the one called Summer Village. It's really cute. So you just would pull that down and look at it. It's just a nice, easy, comprehensive go-to place to shop. But there are some great new releases out there. My friend Colleen from Rebel Stitcher Designs, she is killing it. Like, she has a super, super cute, like bunnies and, baby chicks, like a very, very spring, Quakery looking, you know, and then she's got this beautiful sampler, about, the girls that were killed in Birmingham, and it's just like, and she's got some good stuff. So Rebel Stitcher, check her stuff out. Oh gosh, there's so many of them. I know I'm, you know, blanking, but everybody's coming out with really, really, really fun stuff. So it's going to be another good year, which leads me to this. So I was doing something and I was just scrolling for a minute, just vegging out, and Helen D, she is a fabulous floss tuber and finisher. She came up with this great idea, I think maybe just today, and she just posted it on her FlossTube, and she's calling it hashtag make way for market Sal, right? And so her thing was, well, go check that out, but basically stitch on something that you bought last market that you haven't stitched on yet, right? Not too hard. Okay, so then I went back and like, what did I buy at market last year? So I went back to one of my old floss tubes and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, this one probably has it in it. And this is what I got from market. And you know, I had a whole thing go on at market last year with my getting sick. But anyway, I had made a bunch of pre-orders for my LNS. So I still got plenty of haul. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have stitched some, not all, but in keeping with my wanting to finish my whips, I am going to use for the hashtag make way for market Sal the rest of this month. I do have one of these started by my friend Colleen from Rebel Stitcher Designs. I have already started working on this folding chair by Shirley Chisholm. I hope I would. I sure was just showing you the chart. Guess what? I'm going to be stickering that all up, okay? I'm so bad about that. All right, but isn't this cute? I love this one. So I do have a start on it. Mine is it, sorry. I do have a little start on it. So just on the border there across the top. So I'm going to work on this one some more because that's a whip that I would like to get finished this year. And this is something I bought at market last year, and I need to get some progress, or want to get some progress on it. So thank you, Helen. Go check out her video. It is not super long, but she just kind of goes over the idea for the stitch along and is like, shows stuff that she bought last year that she was considering stitching. And so you might just spark your interest and grab out that old market haul and get busy, right? Okay, there's one more stitch along I'm going to be joining that actually started last Friday, but you can hop on whenever. So this is by Sweet Liz of Hello from Liz Matthews. And to me, although I hadn't planned to start this now, this was like a very good time to start this because this is going to make stitching this achievable within a reasonable amount of time. So Liz is calling her stitch along hashtag Hello Dimensions Sal. She has all the information about it on her Instagram, and she actually did a floss tube about it, or talked about it in her last floss tube as well. This is what we're stitching. It is called Coffee Shop. It's the gold collection. It's a dimensions and it's a petite. All right. So I already had this with no intention of starting it anytime soon, of course. And Liz came up with like, hey, we're going to stitch this, and I'm going to assign parts. And then every 2 weeks, I'm going to assign a new part. And I'm like, I mean, I could literally get this stitched because she's telling me what to stitch. So, I would like to probably, I'm going to start this either tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to stitch this on the kit fabric that it came with, which is just an Aida. I don't know. It's probably a 16 count. So to give you an idea of the piece, they don't usually have super large margins. So that's about probably how big we're going to be. She's already assigned an area. So what she has assigned for us to do in the first 2 weeks is basically like the outline of this whole bay window. Like all of the, not what's inside the panes of glass, but like the teal areas of the bay window. And then she has assigned us to do the fill in of the inside of this window and this. So I think this is achievable because you have to realize with these dimensions and dimensions petites, not all of these are full crosses. Some of these are half crosses. I have already kitted it up as far as my floss, which when you get it, it comes on these sort of things, and you can leave them on this. I just wanted to make life easier on myself, and so I with the help of my friend the Needleberry Stitcher, devised something that works for me. And so I make little, this has just got a glare on it, little symbols in the color that it is on the chart. And then I say, okay, this is a full X, and I'm using 2 strands of floss, and that's the number of the color, just should I need it, right? I mean, I'm a thread drop, floss drop person. So this one is happening in the very near future, like in the next couple days. So I'm excited about that. Like I said, it was not on my radar to start this chart this year, but I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to actually get this done because somebody's telling me what to do. Sometimes it works like that. Sometimes it doesn't, but I feel pretty good about this one. All right, another thing coming up pretty soon is my friend Samantha, the Hugo Stitcher, on Saturday, February the 10th, starts hashtag Year of the Dragon Sal. Very exciting. This is the Year of the Dragon. That happens to be my sign. I am a fire dragon, as I found out. So is my friend EJ over at Sunshine Stitchers. I am excited about this stitch along. I love dragons, and I love seeing what everyone is starting. I'm not starting a new stitch. I know I pulled it out last time to show y'all, but I'm just going to be continuing to work on my Antique Celtic Sampler by Elizabeth's Needlework. This is my bag my sister-in-law made me. I think this looks like one of the dragons from the Fourth Wing series, if you've read them. So, not to spoil it for anyone that hasn't. And this is what I'm working on. Elizabeth's Needlework Designs. It's Antique Celtic Sampler. I love it. I love it. And I'll show you where I am because I'm going to be working on it. So that way you'll see what kind of progress I make. I'm stitching this on a piece of Old Lawn by Manny D. Donna. And that's where I am. I'm using all the called for fancy floss. And I love it. And I'm excited to work on this one. So I guess I'll have to split my time a little bit on Saturday between this and you know, I'm just going to continue to work on this throughout the year. Like it's not going to get done next weekend or anything. But I'm excited about that. Let's see, what else was I going to talk about? I'm also excited. Yeah, see, I'm starting something else. Starting a round robin. I've never done a round robin before, so I'm starting one with some sweet friends. And we are doing an ink circle round robin. And I'm going to, well, it's myself and Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, and Amy, the Gable Stitcher, and Karen from Fox and Rabbit. 4 of us are going to do an ink circles round robin, and I'll see Karen at market. So the goal is for me to get my first quarter done before I see her, so I can hand it off to her because she lives in Australia. So just want to pass it on to her before she goes home. And same, she's going to give me hers. So yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm looking forward to seeing Karen, and I'm excited to stitch an ink circles. We all chose mandalas, which is good because, you know, sometimes that stitching the same thing over and over gets a little old. So it's kind of fun to pass that around. We're all doing different ones. So it's kind of fun to pass that around and get to stitch on all of that. Well, I'm really excited about it because I think they're all fabulous. And I'm just excited to do this. So I'm waiting on my chart to come in. So I'll show it to you when I get it in. I wished it would have been here by now. I need to do a floss toss because I picked up all my fancy floss at my LNS last weekend. And so when it comes in, well, probably before it comes in, I could do a floss toss and just see what I have here in stash to stitch it on. I think I'm going to stitch, I'm going to stitch either on a 36 or a 40 count just to get the size down. And then, like I said, it's a bunch of fancy floss, so that'll save on floss too, because I can just use one strand. So I'm excited about that. So that will be, I'll be sharing that with you probably next time to show you my progress, because I will come back one more time before I go to market. So I'll be back in 2 weeks and hopefully show you where I am. Okay, I think that's kind of it for my plans. I want to show you, I just have a little bit of haul, not a whole ton. I am really excited about these though. I don't know if you I'm sure, well, you might have seen. So Nora Corbett, she had her Nora release, and I ordered all 3 of these from Mindy Daigle on Facebook. She's fabulous. So this is the Dark Forest series. So this one is Miss Forest Mushroom. I love these red mushrooms with the white spots. And this next one is Miss Pink Mushroom. How cute is that? And then we have Miss Yellow Mushroom. And then I had a light bulb moment. And I belong to a Facebook group called AlmondMnMs that was kind of born out of our Queen City Stitch Retreat. Some people stitch Mirabilias or Nora Corbett's on very small count fabrics. Or not the smallest count, but maybe over 1. So they're just little tinies. And I thought these are perfect candidates to be mini Miras, well, mini Noras, but you know what I'm saying. So I love this color. This color is Laurel and it is by Witchell, and I think it's so pretty, but I think I can't get it in a small enough count, to be honest with you. I haven't been able to find it so far. I think I would like to stitch them all 3 on the same color. I don't know that I will display them all together or finish them all together, but I would like to be able to if I wanted that option. So I need to go through my stash. I know I have some pretty greens and neutrals. I think I have some in an appropriate count. If I don't, I will be on the hunt. I think the first one I'm going to start, well, I'm pretty much 100% sure this is my favorite one. So that'll be the first one I start. I will have to make an adjustment. It does only call for 3 beads. I might have to size those down to like a petite version of what they call for, but other than that, it's going to be great. There's not a ton of beads and there's no metallics or anything. So it's just it's lots of DMC. She's so cute. I'm so excited to do these mini. Yes. I did get a couple fabric of the months in through GaRon Stitchery. I'm in the Fox and Rabbit fabric of the month, and I got a piece of 32 count Winter Wren. Oh my goodness, this is a beautiful color. I'm excited to have this piece of fabric. And then I got a fabric of the month from Under the Sea Fabrics, Leslie. I think it's called Frigga, Frigga. Sorry, I don't know who the dogs are barking at. Yeah, typical, right? But isn't that pretty? Yeah, that's pretty. That's really pretty. And then I had ordered, I love these Pansy Patch quilts, these baskets, the basket series that they're doing. I believe I already have like the spring basket. Sorry guys, let me let them get their barks out. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So I love these baskets. So I had ordered, I asked my LNS to order me Betsy's Christmas basket. I think it's so cheerful. I love those flowers in it. Super cute. Little presents. I have the Halloween one and the spring one, so I'm looking forward to doing those someday. I think they're really cute. And then the reprint of Winter Wonderland came out by Blackbird Designs. I love that border. I really love that border, so I was excited to get that, and I love those geese too. So yeah, I grabbed one of those for my LNS stitchers here in Memphis when I was there. So that was that. I know that was kind of a whirlwind, but like I said, I really lost a week of stitching in there, y'all, and it just is what it is. That's life, right? So, yeah, I hope everyone has a happy Valentine's Day. I'm looking forward to, well, I'm not going to see my husband on Valentine's Day, so that kind of stinks, but, you know, I'll find some way to keep myself a little bit busy. He's going to be really busy next week. So, I think I'm going to get to spend some time in here in my stitchy room doing some cleanup. I've got some fabric that needs to be put into another tote that I bought. I've got to finish filing away some charts. I've got my UFO stack that I need to figure out what I'm doing with. I've got some stuff like that I just, if I don't just have time, it just kind of lingers because I want to spend time with my family or my husband in the evenings after work and not be like in here kind of isolated. So I try to do that when, he's busy doing something. So he'll be busy next week. So I'm going to try to get some of that stuff done. Maybe I'll get some stuff hung up on the walls. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. But, and then just get some stitching. I've got some Zooms set up. I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm hoping I can hop on for a little bit. Pam of Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. She's hosting a Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow Zoom. So I'll be stitching on Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. I don't think I can get on right when they start, but maybe I can catch them at the end. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I've got plenty of Zooms set up with friends for the rest of the month. So yay, yay, yay. All right, I think that's about it. I hope you blah, blah. I have lost my words. So sorry. And then my eye's itching. So enough of that. All right, so if you want to see what's going on with me within the next 2 weeks, head on over to my Instagram. I do frequent updates there. I post on my grid. I put stories up. I share things that I think are pertinent and fun. So come on over there and hang out if you would like to. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. I'm doing good so far on my every couple weeks update, so I am enjoying that. I hope you are as well. I hope you're having or I wish you a fabulous rest of your day or night, whichever it may be. Enjoy your stitching, take care, and I will see y'all soon. Thanks. Bye.